Good morning. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. It's Thursday morning and we're going to talk about a few precautions first, just in case there's any new people watching. So I wrote this many years ago. It's general guidelines for a safe yoga practice. And every now and then I need to read it because I can't always remember it properly. First, asterisk, if you have any physical limitations or conditions that may affect your safe practice, please feel free to message me or check with your physician about restrictions on your movement and positions that you should assume. You can message me on Facebook and I'll be happy to talk with you about ways to make your practice safer. If you have a history of osteoporosis or osteopenia, please be very careful with forward flexion, so that is the rounding of the back. And always do so in a very gentle and moderate manner, if at all. I try to give you some alternatives to use for that position. If you have glaucoma or unmanaged hypertension, if neither of those are managed with medications or diet or whatever it is that you do, then you need to avoid positions where the head is below the heart. And a great rule to guide you in your practice: if it hurts, don't do it. If you find yourself in a position of discomfort, then ease slowly back into a comfortable position and focus on your breath. Move into and out of position slowly. Use your breathing to help you relax into a pose. And this is my kind of general guideline for all of this, and that is do what you can. Don't worry about if you're doing this with someone else, what can they do versus what can I do. You work within your current range of motion. And the big thing with yoga is awareness. So notice if there's a holding or a place that your body just won't go. Focus on that area and use your breath. And you may be surprised that you find you will improve. And you may not, but that's another thing. Accept where you are, and that's the only way you can move forward. Always ask for help or clarification. And you can do so by PMing me. If you want a personal one-on-one session, I'll be happy to do it with Zoom, or we can see if we can work out a socially or physically distanced setting that would make that possible. So my favorite yoga quote is, we begin where we are, we do what we can, and we see what happens. Basically, we're open to what happens. Great philosophy for yoga and also for life. So we'll get started here. And we'll begin standing up. So I have a round mat. You have a long skinny mat most likely. So we usually start on the length of the mat with the short end in front of us. And let's start with the feet about hip width apart. And just to kind of get planted in the ground properly, lift the toes and then put them down and kind of grip the mat. Bring your weight forward to the balls of the feet. And then with the knees relaxed, bring the weight closer to the sole of the heels and lift the toes. So let's just put them down and rock forward. So just rocking back and forth across the soles of the feet, kind of warming up the arches and the feet. And then bring your weight right over the center of the feet and press firmly down into the feet as if you're pressing your feet through the ground. The knees are straight but not locked. Let's pull up on the navel and let the tailbone just kind of drop a little bit here. And then just relax. You don't want the belly pushed way forward and you don't want the bottom sticking out. Neutral position. Your pelvis is like a bowl. You don't want it tipped forward with the pubic bone down, and you don't want it tucked way under with the tailbone under. You want it in the center so it's nice and balanced. And bring your hands to the lower rib cage. Your ribs should be right over your hips. And your shoulders should be right over your ribs. And then your chin is slightly tucked to create length in the back of the spine. And this is the crown of the head. We want to feel as if this has a string pulling us toward the ceiling, creating length from the base of the spine. And this is good posture. We also have the same good posture in the seated position, but we can work on that when we do the next chair class, which will be a week from this Friday. So standing in this tall position with the chin slightly tucked, let's roll the shoulders up to the ears and roll them down and back and bring the palms forward. Reach through the fingertips toward the floor. Stay here, gazing gently in front of you. breathe. Now bring your awareness to your breath. And if it helps, you can bring a hand to your belly. But we're going to try to let this part of the belly move out as we breathe in. So breathing through the nose. And as you exhale, let the belly button move back toward the spine. At the end of the exhalation, you pull in slightly on that navel. And then relax and breathe again. And exhale, pulling that navel in. Next inhalation, let the abdomen move forward. Let the breastbone lift. And relax the breastbone and let the navel move toward the spine. And again, belly button moves forward. The breastbone lifts and the ribs expand. Exhale, breastbone sinks, ribs move inward, and the belly button moves toward the spine. And one more, deep breath into the belly, the ribs, the breastbone, and lift the shoulders a wee bit. And then exhale, relax the shoulders, let the breastbone sink, pull in on the navel, and the ribs move inward. Let's do one more just to practice. That's a complete breath. So navel, ribs, breastbone, shoulders, and now exhale. Everything softens and the ribs and belly button move inward. And now release and just return to your normal breathing through the nose. So when you're in a yoga position that you might find challenging, focus on using that breath, letting the abdomen move out. And we'll do one more breath that we can implement in the poses as well. It's called Ujjayi or ocean breath. If you're a little congested, this may be a noisy breath for you. Some people call this Darth Vader or ocean breath. And you tighten the muscles at the back of the throat, both on the inhale and the exhale, creating a resistance. So as you inhale, and I'll bring myself closer, you can hear, it should sound like. And as you exhale, the same thing. You may be a little snorty, it's allergy season, but trying to make it smooth and flowing. And the resistance helps inflate the lungs more, particularly on the exhale. So we'll try a couple of those. Another one. Do one more, and this time snug up this muscle here right below the belly button. So the same thing, you'll notice that this area expands more. And release, return your breath to normal. If you do too many of those, you can actually get lightheaded unless you're already exerting yourself. So that's just in a way that kind of energize you and get the most out of a breath. You can also use this lying down or sitting as a meditative breath. So let's begin warming up. So tuck the chin toward the chest, letting the back of the neck lengthen, and roll the head over to the left shoulder. And roll through the center to the right shoulder. Come back to the center, lift the chin, look up, and stretch the neck by lifting the jaw. And then shake your jaw out, bring it back to neutral. Slowly look over to the left, trying to bring that chin in line with the shoulder. Look to the center and then look to the right. And back to the center, let's put the left hand on the hip and reach the right arm up, straight up from the shoulder. Tighten all of this area. Inhale. Exhale, keeping your hips right over those knees. You're gonna arch over to the left. Pull in on your navel, come to the center, and change arms. So reach the right arm up. Inhaling, exhaling. Pull in on the navel, come to the center. Let's take both arms up, palms together, interlace the fingers, shoulders up to the ears, shoulders down and away. Elbows are wide as you can make them. Press into the feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pull in on the navel and lean over to the left. Pull in on the navel to come to the center. Deep breath. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to the center. Press the hands back and look up. Breathe into the breastbone. And then tuck the chin down to neutral. Exhale, relaxing the arms. Roll your shoulders back. Let's bring our hands to the knees, fingers pointing toward each other. We have a nice open back by pulling up on the navel and tucking the tailbone. And just let the knees move in a small circle. If you can't circle, then just bend and straighten. But if you can, circle. And then next time you come to the front, stop and let's go the other way. And stop in the center, release the hands, let them hang, let the head and shoulders hang. And press into the feet, slowly rounding all the way up. Shoulders come up to the ears, roll them down and back, bring the palms forward, and you're in mountain pose. Stay here for a breath. And exhale, shrug it out, release it. So you're still on the length of your mat, and we're in the center of the mat. We're going to step forward with the left foot. So our hips and legs are still in a line with each other. And the back foot can be slightly turned out. Hands on your hips and bring those hips to face forward. You want them right in line with the front of the mat. And you also don't want this hip to drop, so bring them back level. Let's raise and lower the heel back here to warm up that ankle and the foot. Now drop the heel and bend the knee so that you get a deep calf stretch. And straighten both legs. Press strongly into the floor. Inhale, bringing the arms up, facing palms to get facing toward each other. Breathe. Exhale, bend the front knee. If you feel comfortable doing so, look up, lift the chin, open the chest more by pressing the shoulders back. And this is a great place for that ocean breath. Lower the arms, relax the shoulders. Let's bring the arms back up overhead this time. Interlace the fingers, pointers to the ceiling. Press through both feet. Inhaling. Exhale, bend the front knee. Open the front of the body, lifting up through the breastbone. Breathe. Exhaling next time, lower the arms, straighten the front leg, relax the shoulders, bring the hands to the thigh. Let's walk out with a long straight back. So you're kind of sinking deep into this hip here and lengthening the spine. Look down right near your big toe. Breathe. You can have a little bend in this front knee to keep your low back protected. If you like, you can lower the hands to the floor or to the lower leg. Just don't lose your balance. Fold more at the hip, drop the head, breathe. Now bring your hands to the thigh, lift the head and shoulders and straighten all the way up. Lift back up, relax your shoulders. If it's hard for you to come up with a straight back, just do the best you can. If the back bends forward a little bit, that's okay, as long as it's not painful. So back to mountain, and let's step forward with the right foot, and the left foot is behind us, turned out slightly. Hips are level. Raise and lower the heel. Press the heel down and bend the back knee. Get that deep calf stretch. And straighten up. Press strongly into both feet. Inhale the arms up. Breathing. Exhale. Press the heel down behind you. Lift up the front of the body if you like, leaning back. Breathe. Exhaling, lower the arms, straighten the leg, relax the Inhale, arms up, back together overhead. Make sure the shoulders are out of the ear. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, bend the knee. Open the chest, opening up front of the body. And you can use that ocean breath anytime you like. Next, exhale. Lower the arms, straighten the leg, relax the shoulders, and let's walk down the front leg, leaning out over that thigh. A little bend in the front knee is fine. Reach the spine away from the tailbone, breathing. If you want, you can lower the chest more, dropping the head, relaxing the shoulders. Don't overdo. Hands back to the thigh, lift the head and shoulders and lift all the way up. And let's step the weight together, shift from side to side. We're going to go into Warrior Two. So you'll turn to face the long side of your mat and you have the feet parallel. Pull up on the navel and let the tailbone drop. And you want the hips and shoulders in a line. So that helps if you keep the tailbone dropped and keep the shoulders right over the hips for starters. We're going to turn the left foot toward the front of the mat. And if you look down, you should be able to draw a line from the heel through the middle of your back foot. And then bring those hips back in line between the legs here. You don't want this hip back, you want it forward. So let's just bend and straighten and we'll get some movement in that hip and the thigh and the knee. If your knee falls inward, you can adjust your toes so that they're more in if you have one of these knees. Eventually, you want to try to open this inner thigh. So just work a little bit at a time in that direction. Stop and straighten both legs. Press strongly into the ground. Inhale and float the arms right at shoulder height. And the arms should be in a line with each other. So if you had a mirror, you could see only one arm. And your head is looking out over that left hand. Breathe. As you exhale, bend the knee. Looking out over the hand, pressing into the feet. Strong legs, Ujjayi, ocean breath. Exhale. Lower the arms, straighten the leg, roll the shoulders down and back. We're going to do the same thing with a variation. I'm just going to turn sideways so people can see. So hips level, pull up on the navel. Inhale the arms to T, looking down the left hand. Exhale, bend the knee. Drop the back hand to the thigh, turn the front palm to the ceiling, and lift the arm next to the face. Exalted warrior, lifting up out of the hip, inhaling, exhaling and leaning back as much or as little as you like, keeping your shoulder in line with your hip. And you can use the Ujjayi breath here as well. And exhale, lower the arms, straighten the leg, relax the shoulders, roll them back out. Turn your left toe to face the long edge of the mat. And let's pull up on the navel and bring the arms in a T and lean forward with the straight back. Stick your bottom out, hinging right here at the hip joint. Keep the spine long. Now bring the hands to the thighs, fingers pointing in, and look up. Lift your shoulders, scooping the back. Exhale, let the head, neck, and shoulders hang here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, drop the head, neck, and shoulders, tuck under the tailbone and come all the way up. Roll the shoulders down and back. And we'll do the other side. So the right toe points toward the short end of your mat. Hips are level, in line with each other. And pull up on the navel. So let's just bend and straighten to warm up that ankle and knee and thigh and hip. And then straighten the legs, and you can make adjustments if you need your feet farther apart, just do that anytime. Inhale the arms to a T and turn, looking down the right hand. Exhale, bend that right knee. Warrior two is about strength and power. You can get a little more energy with the ocean breath. Next breath, exhale, lower the arms, straighten the leg, relax the head to the center. And again, inhale to a T, looking to the left, right. Exhale, bending the knee. Drop the back hand to the thigh, lift the front arm up next to the face. Keep looking right beyond that arm. Inhaling up, and exhale if you care to lean into it as much or as little as you like. Breathing. Exhale, lower the arms, straighten the leg, relax the shoulders, shrug it out. You're still facing the long side of your mat. Turn your toes forward. Bring the heels in one time. Hands in front of the chest, right? Pressing against the sternum. Make your shoulders, be sure they're down and back and the chest is open. And we're just going to plie or squat. Knees are going in the direction of the toes. Press up, use your legs. Squat again. Kind of shift your weight a little bit if you can. Stop in the middle, press the hips lower. And then come to wherever is a comfortable position for you. Find a spot to gaze at that's not moving and see if you can lift your heels. But if you can't, just go up and down with the squats. If you did lift your heels, lower them, begin to straighten all the way up. Inhale, bring the arms overhead, looking up. Exhale, sweep those arms down to the side. Shrug your shoulders out. Come back and face the short end of your mat. We're going to get ready to do a little balance before we go to the floor. So let's just start with good old mountain pose. So roll the shoulders down and back. Find a spot to gaze at that's not moving. Bring the hands to the heart, pressing the thumbs against the breastbone. Begin to bring your weight into the left leg and make sure that you press through that foot and feel grounded from the waist down. Turn the right foot out so you can have it. If you're having a great balance day, you can put your foot against the shin. If you like, you can put a toe down with the heel near the ankle, or you can have the foot flat. Inhale, lengthen up through the arms, lifting up out of the hips. Breathing. Exhale, let's float the arms down. Soften the shoulders. Step out. Shift your weight. Let's roll the shoulders down and back. Come to mountain. Hands to the heart. Bringing the weight into the right leg. Turning the left foot out. Keep your hips level. Gazing forward, breathe, inhaling those arms overhead. And exhale, lower the arms softly, soften the shoulders. And step out. So let's have our feet back in mountain. We're going to go to the floor. Rolling down in this manner is acceptable, that's fine. But if you want to strengthen your back, let's do forward fold. So inhale, arms in a big V. Exhale, turn the palms out and start swan diving. Stick the bottom out. I have the knees bent to protect the low back. Once you get halfway, bring those knees down, hands to the floor, and put the knees down behind you. So we're in a table pose. So this is knees under hips, hands under shoulders. You need to make it as flat as you can. So lift here, tucking the tailbone, sink the shoulder blades in, and the head comes straight out of the spine, just like it's in line. Let's do a couple of cat and cow. So before we do that, we press through the outside edges of our hands, and think about as you press down that the shoulder blades are moving wider apart without really arching the back. And this is the modification if you don't want to do the arched back. So it's very subtle, but you can still do cat-cow if you use that position. So otherwise, we're going to have our back in a nice table pose. Inhale, As we exhale, we'll tuck the chin, or you can do the variation. Lift the waist, lift the shoulder blades, tuck the tailbone under, and then inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, look up, cow. Exhale to the cat. Inhale to the cow. And a couple more at your own pace, exhaling into the cat or to the wide shoulder blades, and inhaling into the cow. And then stop with your back in table pose, flat back. Shake your wrists out if you need to. And we're going to soften the left elbow, keep your navel lifted, and turn and look over that left shoulder, trying to bring the shoulder and hip toward each other. Keep that back flat. Come back to the center, soften the right elbow, and curve over toward the right hip. And back to the center. Let's walk our hands out in front and bring the hips forward so that our shoulders and wrists are in a line. This is the plank. For a full plank, tuck your toes under and lift the knees, tighten your bottom. Full body core work here. Breathe. Just drop the knees, relax the feet, take the hips back, fold the forearms, and drop the forehead down. This is child's pose. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Let the back go. Let's bring our hands forward again, and we're up on hands and knees. We're going to walk the arms forward and allow the chest to lower to the floor. Let the head just come straight out of the spine. Pressing the chest toward the floor. If your forehead reaches, you can lay it down. If it doesn't, just let the head relax right between the arms. Scoop the back. This is a modified downward dog. Keeping the hips over the knees. Breathe. Lift up. Walk your hands back. And we're going to come all the way into a seated position. And with the soles of the feet together, sitting tall on top of the sitting bones, those bumps underneath your buttocks, and the feet wherever is comfortable for you. And then just butterfly a second here. And then stop that motion and think about lengthening up through the spine, and then rock so that you're like a pendulum, which is the name of this. And stop in the center and keep the chest open and lean forward. If your elbows reach the knees, you can press down. Now bring your hands around the knees, lean back, and bring the feet in front of you. So this is standing knee, ankles, knees, and hips in a line. We're going to prepare to go to the floor. So on the length of your mat, have your knees in standing knee and sit tall. Hold underneath the knees and lean slightly back. Chin is tucked for the long spine. Come forward, let yourself fall between the legs as they open. And then once again, straighten up. And with the hands under the knees, lean back. Begin to find a balance point here. See if you can lift your heels off the ground, or one at least. And then bring the feet parallel so the shins are parallel to the floor. Have to use your belly here a little bit. Reach the arms out. This is called boat pose. If you want a little more belly work, you can straighten the legs, but don't let your shoulders move forward. This is fine, like this. Begin to slowly lower the body to the floor and put the elbows down when you need to. And then let's tuck the chin and keep the shoulder blades reaching toward each other, and extend the arms down, palms down. You should have a little curve under the low back. That's the lumbar curve. And your heels are right near your bottom. So let's start with pelvic tilts, and that is to pull in on the navel and flatten that curve in the low back. And then let it go. And release again, pull in on the navel and press that low back down and let it relax back into the lumbar curve. If this is all you can do safely, that's fine. Just continue to do that. But otherwise, we're going to lift into bridging. So the weight is going to be on the tops of the shoulders at the most. And we'll start with a pelvic tilt. Put the low back into the floor, lift the tailbone. And as you inhale, Peel the spine off the floor until the weight is on the shoulder blades or as high as you're comfortable with, but no higher than the shoulder, tops of the shoulders. And your head should still move freely. That says there's no weight on your neck or your head. Breathe, letting the belly lift. Stay here for another breath. On this exhale, let the shoulder blades go and slowly let the back all the way down to the ground. Let the knees fall apart, relaxing the entire spine. We're going to do one more, but we're going to change, or you can change the angle of your feet. So toes point out and knees are wider than hips. If you don't like that, go back to the original. Same thing. Lift the tailbone, flatten the low back. Inhale, peel the spine off the floor up to the tops of the shoulders. Press through the arms to help you lift and breathe. Exhale, release the shoulder blades, slowly roll all the way down, relax the spine. And we're going to go ahead and bring both knees close to the belly, a hand on each knee, and just this is a counter pose. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, tuck the chin so you're in a little ball. And then let's release. Put the feet on the floor. And let's take the left leg and reach it toward the sky and extend the right leg as you wrap your hands around the back of the left thigh. And flex through the foot, extend that leg all the way up toward the ceiling. Point, flex. Now just let the leg relax and continue to bring it close to you, as straight as you can make it, but a little bend is fine. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, pull in on the navel, tuck the chin, and slowly roll the shoulders off the mat, bringing the forehead close to the knee, forehead to knee pose. If you can't lift, that's fine. Just pull the leg close and pull in on the belly and focus on your breath. And next exhale, let's lower the head, neck, and shoulders, relax them to the floor, and we'll bend that left knee and put the foot down. Bring the right leg in and extend it as you straighten the left leg out. Press through the heel, point the toe, press, point, and then relax the foot and continue to move the leg closer to you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pulling in on the navel, tucking the chin, and if you like, lifting the forehead toward the knee. Keep your shoulders out of your ears as you breathe. Exhale, lower the head, neck, and shoulders. And bend that right foot, put it on the floor. Bring the left one in. Bring the arms wide. We're just going to rock the knees from side to side. Rock from hip to hip. And then stop with the knees pointing toward the ceiling. And we'll start with the left leg and take that ankle and put it on the right thigh. Take your left hand, press the knee away from you, and then reach behind the knee and push it across the body in that manner. And let it go. Reach around, you have to lift up, grab your right thigh with your fingers interlaced and lay down. Keep your chest open. Let your upper body relax. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, let the hips sag toward the floor. Release those hips more. Deep breaths to the belly. Exhale, releasing the hips. Exhale, release the hands and put the right foot on the floor. Cross the left leg all the way over. Thighs and knees are close. Hands down. Slide the hips to the left about an inch. And then you can readjust the lower foot and drop both knees to the right. Looking up, chest is open. Breathe. Release those hips on the exhale. Just let them go. Press through your hands, pull in on your navel, bring the knees upright. Scoot your hips back in neutral alignment and bring both knees close to you. If you like, you can lift and bring the forehead close to the knees, or you can simply lay the head down as you pull the knees close. Breathe. And then put the foot down, uncross the legs. Let's rock those knees and hips, and then stop. Our heels are still right behind our bottom. Let's get the right leg up here, ankle on the thigh, and first we push it away, and then we bring it across. Reaching around the left thigh, lift up if you need to. Tuck the chin. You can hold the pant leg if you need to bring the leg close in that manner. Breathe into the belly. And then release that left foot to the floor, across the right leg all the way over, hands down. Scooch about an inch to the right and drop both knees to the left. Chest is open, breathe. Just notice the little nuances in your body. You may notice that one side is tighter and holds on more. Use your breath. Send the breath to that area as you inhale. As you exhale, envision yourself blowing away that tension. Press your hands down, pull in on your navel, bring the knees upright. Scooch back into the neutral alignment and bring both knees close. Forehead up to the knee if you like. Laying on the floor otherwise. Tuck the chin, breathe. And then let's put that foot on the floor, uncross the legs, and just rock the knees from side to side. We're on the length of our mat. We're going to roll over and get on our belly. So we have our belly down on the floor, forehead is down. Just kind of distribute everything as flat as you can. And then let's bring the elbows near the ribs and the hands near the shoulders. And the feet can be about as wide apart as your mat or closer, it's up to you. Make sure you tuck your tailbone a little bit to release the low back. We're going to do a move called Sphinx. This is a back bend. So you'll inhale and drag your nose along the mat until you're looking up. Lift the chin. Now lift the shoulders using the back muscles, and then slide the arms forward so the elbows are underneath the shoulders. Looking up. Think about moving those shoulder blades toward each other and down the back. Breathe into the belly. Next, exhale, begin to lower the chest. You can open the elbows wide, tuck the chin, release the back. Bring the hands back next to the shoulders and the elbows near the ribs. I'm going to show you the Cobra, which is the more advanced version. You're welcome to stick with the Sphinx. Inhale, drag the nose along the mat, looking up, chin comes up. For Sphinx, move your arms forward and lift the chest. For Cobra, continue to lift until you need to use the hands and press into the ground, straightening the elbows. Keep the elbows in line with the wrists. Breathe into the belly, looking up if you can. And then exhale, lower the head, neck, and shoulders. Tuck the chin, relax the back, press into the hands, and we're going to come all the way back into a wide-kneed child's pose. Folded forearms are fine. Relax the head on the forearms and breathe into the back. Child's pose is always a great go-to pose if you need a break from whatever we're doing. Let's bring our hands forward. We're still on the length of the mat, and we're going back into the table pose. A few minutes ago, and we'll do it again right now, walk the arms out and lower the shoulders, lifting the tailbone. This is the modified downward dog. Walk your hands back underneath. We're going to do the full downward dog. If you're new to this, I suggest the knees a little wider than the hips. And be gentle with yourself. Nothing wrong with going into the modification if that's what you prefer. But we'll start in table pose and press through the hands. Sometimes it's helpful to have the hands a little bit in front of the shoulders. And begin to move your spine as if you're going into the cow by lifting the tailbone, sink the belly, tuck your toes under, and now sink the shoulders as you press the hips up and back. Length from the shoulders through the wrists, and the tailbone is lifting, and the knees right now are bent. Try to think about the head just floating between the upper arms. If you feel good here or can tolerate this, you can try to lower the heels and straighten the legs, but don't sacrifice that scooped back. Breathe here. Exhale, bring the knees forward. Wide knee, child's pose, arms extended, forehead just resting down on the floor here with the chin tucked. Breathe. Come back up into table and move the knees underneath the hips. We're going to get up in a lunge. First we'll do one side, then the other, and then we'll get up. So the first thing is to bring the right knee up underneath the armpit, and the hands can be on the floor or the knuckles if you have wrists that need a break. And you want to keep your tailbone low and your chest high. So if you're opening the chest, press into the hands. If you need to, you can use a block or a blanket under your wrists. But let's tuck the back toe under and lift the knee. This is a lunge. Leg is straight, pushing through the heel. Stay here as you breathe. And then drop the knee. Put the other knee back and come into that extended arm child's pose. Breathe. Come forward into all fours. The hands are slightly in front of the shoulders, or they can be level with the shoulders. Now we bring the left leg up, knee and ankle in a line. Press through the hands and pressing the chest forward as you look up. If you can, tuck the back toes under and straighten the right leg. Keep your hips low. If this doesn't work for you to get up this way, then just however you can safely get up. But if you want to try to get up out of the lunge, bend the knee and press off the back leg and come up to the front. 2 steps or more is fine. Once you're up, go ahead and slowly straighten up. The head comes up last. The shoulders roll down and back, palms forward, and we're back in mountain. I'm going to face you just because we're going to do one more balance. And actually, I may turn to the side for one side of this so you can see. But we're going to start out in mountain. Let me do it from the side, I think. So we'll start in mountain. And then we'll bring the arms up in a soft V like this. And begin to bring your weight into your left leg. Settle down in the hips. And begin to lift the right heel. Find a spot that's not moving to gaze at, and make sure your foot is really planted in the floor. And pull in on the navel, drop the tailbone as you lift that right knee. If you're good here, see if you can straighten that leg, pressing through the heel. Now drop the foot slowly, lengthen the arms up, and take the foot behind you. Plant the ball of the foot and the toes down. Standing strong on that standing leg. If you want to take this further, just try lifting your foot so that only the toe touches. And then if you can, slowly begin to move the chest down as the leg comes up. Feet in mountain again. Shoulders rolled down and back. Inhale and bring the arms into that soft V. Settle down in the hips and begin to bring more weight into the standing right leg. Let the tailbone drop as you pull up on the navel and begin to bend the knee up. Press through the foot. If you're good here, straighten that leg and flex the heel. Slowly lower the leg and extend the arms up. Bring the foot behind you and plant the ball of the foot. If you're good here, lift the toe and begin lifting the leg as you lower the chest. Just do what you can do on any given day. And then bend the knee and step out. Shift your weight. Now that is a big back strengthener and back work. So just to counter pose, we're going to come to mountain. Shoulders roll down and back. We're going to do a very slow roll down. So tuck the chin. Begin to let the shoulders round forward. Pull in on the navel and let the back go as you tuck the tailbone. Coming up to about wherever you can comfortably go so you feel like you're hanging from the waist. Tailbone's tucked, pulling on that navel. And then reverse it. Slowly come up. Stack those vertebrae one on top of the other as you lengthen the spine up to upright position. Roll the shoulders down and back. Let's do one more. So one's tucking the chin, rounding the shoulders forward, pull up on the navels, protect the low back. Just hanging as far forward as is comfortable and safe for you, and releasing the spine. Remember your precautions from the beginning of the class. Now push through the feet and slowly straightening the legs, lift the spine, roll the shoulders down and back. Come to mountain, close the eyes or half close and soften the gaze. Breathe as you calm the body and relax in this standing posture. We're going to go into our vinyasa of sun salutation, and that's just a series of movements flowing from one end to the other. Just do your best. Don't worry about keeping up. We'll pause between each side. So if you're behind, that's okay. Coming closer to the front of your mat. Roll the shoulders down and back and come to mountain. Find your spot to gaze at. Now inhale, bring the arms in a big V, looking up. Bend the knees, bring the chest forward in a forward fold, or you can roll down if that's better for you. Halfway, the hands lower. We bring the hands to the floor and step back with the left foot, tuck the knee and the toes under, and we're in a lunge. Now you can put your knee down if you like. The right foot goes back and we're in a plank, knees down if you prefer. Exhale, lower the body to the floor, forehead is down, elbows close. Inhale, coming into Sphinx. Exhale, lower the chest, press through the hands, come into modified or full downward dog or child's pose. Inhale, coming forward into the plank. Next inhale, the left foot comes up, we're in a lunge. The right foot comes up. Reverse swan dive or rolling up, inhaling. Palms together. Exhale, let's bring the hands right between the eyes here. Calm the mind, relax the shoulders. Next exhale, hands to the heart. Exhale, hands to mountain. Inhale in a big V. Exhale, forward fold or rolling down, hands to the floor, and the right leg goes back in a lunge. Left leg is back in a plank. Knees down if you like, and lower the body to the floor. Forehead down, elbows close. Inhaling into Sphinx. Exhale, lower the chest, press through the hands, downward dog or modification. Inhale, coming forward into the plank. Next inhale, right knee is up in a lunge. Left knee comes up. Reverse the swan dive or roll it up, hands overhead. Exhale, soften the shoulders, bring the thumbs to that third eye spot. Bring the hands to the heart. Hands to mountain. Stay here for a moment. We're going to come to the floor for relaxation. So let's just start out. If you can, cross the feet at the ankles and sit tall on your sitting bones. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press the chest out in front over the ankles. Drop the head, neck, and shoulders. If you need one leg out straight, that's fine. We're just hanging over the legs here. Walk all the way back, sitting upright. Take the left hand beside the hip and reach the right arm up. Walk the hand away and gently go to the left. And then sweep the arm out in front and bring it back up and over. And then back to the center. Take a moment to center. Lift the right arm up. I got mixed up. So whichever arm you didn't just do. Reach out, sweep the arm all the way around. Back up and over. And then back down. Reach both arms up. Exhale, bring the hands under the knees. Bow the elbows, pull in on the navel, tuck the chin. Create tension. Very tight body. And release. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. We're going to lay down on the length of the mat. However you like to get down is fine. Let the legs be about hip width or wider apart. Keep your lumbar curve there. Palms open and chin tucked. Just take a moment to let everything settle down. Notice where you're connected to the floor. Feel the blood pulsing through those areas. Feel the weight of the body pressing you down. Gravity. Let's pull the toes back and point them. Pull them back and point and pull back and hold. Tighten the calf muscles and the kneecaps, the thighs and the bottom. Squeeze the lower body very tight. Inhale. Exhale. Let the legs go. Shake them out. From the shoulders, lift the arms straight up. Let the shoulders stay on the ground. The arms are just floating in the air over the shoulders. Feel the blood draining. Open the fingers wide and close them into a fist. And open them wide and close them. And then open them and swirl, opening and closing as you swirl, like you're stirring the air above you. And then reverse. Moving the fingers and the wrists and the palms. And then bring the hands together overhead, interlace the fingers, let the elbows bend until the wrists are right over the breastbone and press. Create tension down the length of the wrists, through the elbows, through the upper arms, across the chest. Squeeze very tight. Everything else in the body is relaxed. Breathe in deeply. Exhale, let it go. Let's shake those hands out and bring them back to the side. Palms up. Take the muscles of the face and wrinkle them up. Squeeze the nostrils shut. Purse the lips. Wrinkle the eyebrows together. Squeeze a breath in. Exhale. Let the face go. Lift the eyebrows. Wiggle them. Make a big smile. And then shake the jaw out and let the face be still. Let's start to do a little inventory, checking at the crown of the head. And we're going to use the breath to help relieve all of that remaining tension that might be hiding. So we'll start as we inhale. Think that you have a flashlight shining on the top of your scalp. And wherever it touches, it finds the places where you're holding or there's tension, negative memories being held. As you exhale, all of that stuff moves out on the breath, leaving behind softness, warmth, increased blood flow. Move down the front of the body, over the shoulders and the neck. Breathing in the light and the energy and exhaling. Some people even visualize on the exhale that this tension and negativity move out in a gray cloud. Move the awareness across the lower ribs and the abdomen. Exhale, soften and sinking further into the floor. Move across the hips and the pubic area and the thighs, relaxing more as you exhale. Across the kneecaps, down through the shins and the ankles to the toes. Just take a moment to feel the softness and warmth and peace. The more you practice this, the better you'll get at this. And it's always there for you to access using the breath and your visualization if you like. Let's bring a hand to the abdomen right below the rib cage and above the navel. And to finish today, we're going to do 3 deep cleansing breaths. And this is a breath in through the nose and out through pursed lips like this. It's okay if the cheeks puff out. And as we inhale next time through the nose, filling the ribs and the belly and the breastbone area with air. We release the exhale through the pursed lips. Two more at your own pace. Allow the breath to return to normal. Let the hand lay down beside the hip. And just take this few moments of peace as you start your day. Slowly move the fingers and the toes. You can continue to lay there if you like, but if you don't, let's go ahead and move the ankles and the hands, and then reach the arms long overhead. Extend the toes and fingers away from each other. Deep inhalation, exhale, bring the knees close, tuck the chin, squeezing into a little ball, and then soften, relax, but hold the knees, let the head down, and rock from side to side, rolling to one side. Whenever you're ready, press up. And we sit up and we say namaste. Have a great weekend. No class tomorrow. Monday night I'll be back. And of course next week will be Thursday and Friday as usual. So namaste.